Good Monday Matters. I hope you had a wonderful Sabbath and are looking forward to a new week and all the things that God has in store for you. My name is Mike Courtney, and this is Monday Matters. This is an exciting day. It's the semi-beginning of the Central Magnet baseball season. My grandson, John Michael, has a scrimmage game today. The first scrimmage game. He'll have a couple, and then in about a week or 10 days, the season actually begins. It's his senior year, and I love going to watch John Michael play baseball. I just love going to watch my grandkids do anything. To tell you the truth, I at Christmas time I had on a shirt of the school that one of the grandkids went to, and Jackson said, "Wow, Poppy, see you have a shirt for that school." And John Michael very quietly said, "He has a shirt for everything we've ever done." And that's kind of true. So I'm looking forward to that. It's also an exciting week because this is the beginning of Lent. On Wednesday, February the 18th, Lent begins, the 40 days before Easter, that we participate in the Passion of Christ, that we, in some sense, we obviously can't fully do that, but in some sense, we take on the suffering that Jesus took on as he made his way to the cross. And so it is traditional in the higher church, and the more liturgical church, to focus on Lent. Sadly, in the evangelical church, it's not as much a focal point, and it should be. I've always tried to make it a focal point of my own life and of my ministry, and really we should genuinely use Lent as an opportunity to kind of strengthen our connection to the cross and to what it means to fully be a Christ follower. So Lent begins on Wednesday. I want to talk very briefly about some suggestions for Lent. Traditionally, it is about more spiritual, being connected in more spiritual exercises. It's about some sense of self sacrifice, of doing away with something. And so I'm suggesting 5 things, and these are 5 things that I'm going to do, quite honestly. And so as you think about Lent, I suggest these 5 ways. 5 things. Number 1, pray more. Just use it as an opportunity to pray more. I've done all kinds of things. One year, I asked people to join me in praying 1 minute the first day, 2 minutes the second day, 3 minutes the third day, and so on. So by the end of Lent, we prayed 40 minutes that day, and it was interesting how many people came back and said it was easy. I had built my way up to that, and that was easy. Here's what I'm going to do, and I ask perhaps you to consider joining me. I'm going to pray 10 minutes more per day. I'm going to set aside some 10-minute period of time. For me, probably at lunchtime, I'm going to set aside 10 minutes that I ordinarily would not be in prayer, and spend 10 minutes a day more in prayer than my normal early morning time and late night time. So pray more, maybe 10 minutes a day. Number 2, indulge less. Give up some things, sacrifice some things. That can be Facebook or Hallmark movies. I'm saying that because my wife's in the other room. It could be I'm not going to eat sugar. I'm not going to drink tea. I'm going to give up coffee. But indulge less. Find something that you make a conscious effort to do away with, to give up, and practice that experience of having less for the sake of Christ. I'm going to give up 1 meal a day. I've chosen to do that, 1 meal a day. Now, before you do anything like that, you need to make sure that medically there's not an issue. I don't recommend that if you've not looked into that, particularly as we get older. And I want to be very transparent in this. Very often that one meal uh, would be breakfast, which I don't, a lot of times don't eat breakfast anyway. But I'm just trying to think, okay, what is one thing I can do? Something like that. Pray more, indulge less, have scheduled reading. Read more. We don't read enough. I admit I'm a YouTube, 3 minute little video kind of person, and instead take that time to read more. Put a Pick up a really good book that you want to read over the next 40 days. I can recommend some to you if you want to some recommendations. You can email me or text me or something. I'll make some recommendations. But a scheduled reading time. Devote some time to reading, and this is outside of reading the Bible. Obviously, that needs to be a part. But pick up a book and read a book in that. Number 4, pray more, indulge less, schedule reading, intentional kindness. One anonymous act of kindness each day. It can be as simple as allowing someone to go ahead of you through the door. Let them use your quarter to get the cart at Aldi's, or drop off a flower and a note to some senior citizen that can't get out of their house, and just let them know that you're thinking about them. But every day for 40 days, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna think about other people other than myself, at least for a moment, every day for 40 days. And then here's the last one: focused growth. So pray more, indulge less, scheduled reading, intentional kindness, and focused growth. Find one area of your life and say, I am going to improve in this. I need to do a better job of looking my wife in the eyes when we are talking and not being on my phone. Okay, focused growth. That was personal confession there, as a matter of fact. What is one thing you can do that over the next 40 days, I am going to become better at this, at sharing my faith, or witnessing, or studying the Bible, some area of focused growth. So join me in Lent. Lent does not make God love you more, but it helps you to understand more how he does love you. So consider these 5 things during the next 40 days. Pray more, indulge less, scheduled reading, intentional kindness, and focused growth. Now, here's one of my focused growth things. I actually did something the other day, answered a question from my children about what it means to me to write. And I said to them, writing is prayer for me. I pray when I write, even when I'm writing for other people. There's a sense of it. So I'm going to write a very brief devotional. I use as my devotional guide a little book called A Guide to Prayer for Ministers and Other Servants. I've used that for years and years and years. And every day it has a recommended passage of Scripture. As we are moving towards through Lent and towards Easter, those passages of Scripture reflect that. So every day I'm going to take that passage of Scripture and share that and write a very, very brief, 200-word devotional on that passage of Scripture. We do that every day. Lent, it begins on Wednesday. I'm actually going to do it on Tuesday, so that if anyone wants to follow along, it will be available. I'll post it sometime in the evening, Tuesday evening, so you will have it when you on Facebook. You'll have it when you open, if you want to follow along, when you open Facebook. I'm going back to, I've tried everything else, finally going back to WordPress. And so I will put that in the show notes of this little thing about how you can follow along there. And in that instance, you actually get an email reminding you of this. So join me. I'd love to have you join me. 40 days. It's not going to be deep, profound, but it is an opportunity to exercise connection to Christ and moving with him toward the cross. Thanks for considering that. And if it's meaningful, if you want to do that, share that with somebody else and invite them to join us as well. All right. With that in mind, I will see you kind of Wednesday morning, Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. and we'll move together for the next 40 days. Have a great day. I'll let you know how the ball game turns out. Be blessed.
2 things before I leave. That thing that's